this channel. Today we're going to be looking at solving a quadratic equation by the factoring method. So first of all, the general quadratic form of, let's say, equation is given by a squared plus bx plus c equal to 0, where the value of a is not equal to 0. So the main stuff behind the factoring method of solving a quadratic equation is that if we should take two numbers, or let's say two factors, and let's call them a and b, and their product is equal to 0, that should imply that the value of a is equal to 0 or b equal to 0 for this to be true. So we're going to start with the first question to see how the factoring process works. The first question says x squared plus 5x plus 6 equals to 0. So the first thing to do is to compare with the general equation. In this case, a is 1 because coefficient of x is 1, x squared is 1, b is 5 because coefficient of x is 5, and c is 6 because the constant term is 6. So we're going to get the factors of c times a. And in this case, a is 1 and c is 6. So 6 times 1 is 6. So factors of 6, we have 1, 2, 3, and 6. So we're going to look for two numbers we're going to add. That's going to give us the middle term, or the coefficient of x, and that we're going to multiply, that we're going to get c times a, which is what? 6. And those two numbers is 2 and 3. 2 plus 3 is 5, and 2 times 3 is 6. So we could rewrite 5x as 2x plus 3x. So if we have x squared plus 2x plus 3x plus 6 equal to 0, we look at what is common to x squared and 2x, and that's simply x, because x can go into x squared, x can go into 2x. So x squared divided by x is x, and 2x divided by x is going to leave us with 2. And we go to the other side, 3x plus 6. The only thing that can go into 3x and plus 6, it's 3. So 3x into 3 is x, and 6 into 3, 6 divided by 3 is 2. So we then factorize by taking this value right here and this, that's x and plus 3. So we then write it as x plus 3 times x plus 2 equal to 0. So using this stuff right here, a times b equal to 0, a equal to 0, or b equal to 0, we could therefore say that x plus 3 is equal to 0, or x plus 2 equal to 0. So if x plus 3 equals 0 and the positive 3 moves to the right hand side, it becomes negative 3. And if x plus 2 equals 0, the positive 2 moves to the right hand side, and then x is equal to negative 2. So the two solutions to this equation is x equal to negative 3 or x equal to negative 2. So we're going to take the next question. You could do well to pause the video and attempt this question too. So we're going to look at the value of c times a. In this case, value of c is negative 20 and value of a is 1. So we're going to look for the factors of negative 20. So factors of negative 20, we have 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, 20, negative 1, negative 2, negative 4, negative 5, negative 10, negative 20. So we look for two numbers that we're going to add, and then we're going to have negative 1, and then we're going to multiply, and then we're going to have negative 20. And if you look at this list, the only two numbers that can do that is 4 and negative 5. 4, negative 5 is going to give us negative 1. So we could rewrite negative x as 4x, negative 5x. So looking at x squared plus 4x, what's common between them is x. So if we take x squared divided x is going to give us x, and 4x divided x is going to give us 4. And then on the other side, we have negative 5x, negative 20. And what's common between these two is negative 5. So if you take out negative 5x into negative 5 is going to give us a positive x, and negative 20 divided by negative 5 is going to give us a positive 4. Then we take this and this, just as shown in the previous example, and then we're going to have x negative 5 times x positive 4 equal to 0. So then we have x plus 5, x negative 5, equal to 0, or x plus 4 equal to 0. So if x negative 5 is equal to 0, then this negative 5 over here will shift to the right hand side, and that we're going to have 5. So x is 5, or if x plus 4 equals to 0, when the positive 4 shifts to the right hand side, we have negative 4. so x is negative 4. So two possible solutions is either x equal to 5 or x equal to negative 4. So we'll take the third example. The third example says solve the equation 2x squared plus 3x negative 20 equal to 0 for the values of x that satisfy. So we'll check for the value of c times a. In this case, value of c is negative 20 and the value of a is 2. So negative 20 times 2 is going to give us negative 40, right? And then we look at the factors of negative 40. It's a plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 4, plus or minus 5, plus or minus 8, plus or minus 10, plus or minus 20, or plus or minus 40. So having all this, we look for two numbers that we're going to add such that we're going to have 3x and that we're going to multiply, and then we're going to have negative 20. Or we could say two numbers we can subtract, two numbers we could add that could give us plus 3 or negative 4, and we'll multiply and then we have negative 40. So looking at the factor lists, those two numbers are likely to be 8, positive 8, and negative 5, because 8 negative 5 is going to give us positive 3, and 8 times negative 5 is negative 40. So we could write positive 3x as 2x squared plus 8x negative 5x negative 20. So looking at this 2x squared and positive 8x, the common thing between these two numbers is 2x. So if you take out 2x, factoring out 2x, we're going to have 2x into x, because 2x squared into 2x is going to leave us with x, and 8x divided 2x is 4. Then, looking at negative 5x, negative 20, what's common is negative 5. So we take out negative 5. Negative 5x divided negative 5 is giving us x, and negative 20 divided by negative 5 is giving us positive 4. Now, we take this, and we take this, and then we have 2x, then we have 2x negative 5 times x plus 4 equal to 0. Then we could say that 2x negative 5 equal to 0, or x plus 4 equal to 0. So then we have 2x negative 5 equal to 0, and that should imply that when the negative 5 crosses over to the right hand side of the equation, we have it as 2x equal to 5. And to get the value of x, we divide through by 2, and then we have 5 divided by 2 as the value of x. And 5 divided by 2 is same as 2.5. And then remember that x plus 4 could also be equal to 0. So the positive 4 moves to the right hand side is going to become negative 4. So two possible values of x that will satisfy this equation. We have x as 2.5 or x is negative 4. Thanks for watching this video to this point. I encourage you to subscribe to this channel, like, share this video, and also do well to comment on this video. Thanks for watching, and that will be all for today.